Dear Diary, this year for my New Year's resolution, I would like to draft 10 books, lose 20 pounds by next month, save up $15,000, go on a 10-day vacation to Greece and Italy with my hubby and his parents, reno my whole house and landscape my yard by spring and summer. No, that's not gonna happen. Hey guys. So none of those things are actually my real New Year's goals, except for the whole Greece and Italy one on a 10-day vacation, because that actually is happening in June. But all the rest of those are like grossly exaggerated versions of kind of my goals. Anyway, New Year's is almost upon us, and it's kind of a special time, especially to me because it's actually my birthday. Yay! I have a birthday on a holiday, and it sucks because it's like a week after Christmas. I get no presents on my birthday. I'm like 90% sure my mom used to take just what was supposed to be my Christmas presents, split them in half, and just give me half on Christmas and half on my birthday. Anyway, so New Year's is coming, and of course everybody's making their New Year's commitments and doing their 2018 wrap up. So this video is going to be kind of a combination of basically a tip of how I do my New Year's resolutions, because I do it a little bit differently than most people who make like these big goals and then get overwhelmed by them and then give up a week later. So we're going to talk about that, and I'm going to show you some tips on how I do that and how I've had a very productive year by doing this one particular resolution that I gave myself last year. Also, we're going to do a quick 2018 wrap up at the end, and I'm going to tell you what I've accomplished during the year, as well as a couple things that I'm currently working on, which are less fun. Anyway, so we're going to dive right in. All right, so I'm a realist. I'm not a cynic, I'm a realist. And I also know how my brain works. And committing to massive, overwhelming goals at the beginning of the year is a fast track for getting me to say, fuck that, I'm not doing that stupid thing. I probably committed to that when I was drunk off my ass on New Year's Day anyway, or New Year's Eve. I'm not doing that. So if that works for you, making big goals, by all means, go on with your bad self. You know, this is part of you knowing yourself and how your brain works, and if you work well that way, great. But I think a lot of people don't. So if you're more like me and you work better on smaller, more manageable goals, I'm going to show you what I do. It's the one New Year's resolution that I made last year, and it actually worked really, really good for me. So last year, I only made one resolution for New Year's. The resolution was to write a to-do list every day. And not just any old to-do list, like where I have like a big long laundry list of things. The to-do list that I set up for myself was a to-do list that would help me on a daily basis commit to doing small and reasonable, manageable tasks that would help with my overall, not goals, but priorities for the year. Because goals to me implies that like once you reach a certain point you stop, but that's not what I wanted. I wanted things that would be habits that I do every day and that I could do in small manageable tasks. So I prefer to call them priorities. So those categories that I included in my to-do list, the one rule on the to-do list is that I was to try to include at least 2 from each of the categories, 2 things to do on the to-do list from each of the categories every day. I had 5 categories total. The 5 categories were family, so stuff having to do with my mom, my hubby, my dog, etc., extended family like his parents, so on and so forth. Health, so family, health, home, creativity, and finance. And those were my 5 categories. I'm going to show you how I organize those on a to-do list right here. I'm just going to show you one that I had the other day and show you how I do it. So this is my to-do list. This is just an example that I had the other day. It's very colorful. I like to color coordinate it. However, it might be colorful, but my writing is like not pretty. Like, I don't worry about that because I'm trying to write this in like 5 minutes in the morning. I'm not trying to take all damn day to make it all calligraphy nice and stuff. Usually what I do is I will, every morning, I go ahead and I make 4 sections on a piece of paper. First one being morning, meaning my time before work or before afternoon on days off. At work, or sometimes I label this as afternoon if it's on the weekend. Evening, and extra. And extra really is kind of like for extra credit. So I'm going to go ahead and break this down a little bit. So I've got my 5 categories of priorities that I want to be putting into my to-do list and getting a good mixture of everything in some small manageable tasks every day. So I've got health in pink because pink makes me think of health, because like blood running through your body and heart and all that. Anyway, I've got family blue because they're cool like that. I don't know. I've got home as purple. I don't have a reason. I've got green for money because, well, the bling. And I've got orange for creativity because it's kind of like a bright sunshiny color and I associate it with creativity. Anyway, so the first items on my list are my ones for money, or sorry, not money, morning. So like I said, I've got morning, I got at work, I got evening, and I got extra. So I'm just gonna read them to you so you don't have to look at my like atrocious handwriting. I go ahead and I highlight them once they're done. And that makes me happy because then I feel like the page is getting really colorful and stuff. And it's not like something that requires a bunch of being artsy fartsy to do. But I try to put 5 things in each section of the day and I try to complete them all. So the first section of the day, I tend to reserve for the easiest things that don't require like real hard work. So I have on my list under health is have my coffee. Because it's good for my health because it gets me up instead of hitting the snooze button a million times. I've got make my bed, which is under home, so it's just keeping my bed made. I've got hygiene, and then I've got like little sub things here because these are things that shamefully I'm like notorious for forgetting to do. So brush my teeth, put on deodorant, and scrub my face. Yeah, I'm disgusting. Okay. Anyway, moving on. The next thing was on this day. Now, keep in mind, this is flexible. This isn't what it is every day. I adjust this each day, knowing what goals are going to be most productive for that particular day. If there's certain errands and stuff I need to run, I put them on here, and then they count towards whatever category they most closely fall into. So, dishes and counters. So I wanted to clean the kitchen that day, basically in the morning, and play with the dog. And then playing with the dog counts as family. The dishes obviously count as home. And then the next thing I did, and this is pretty typical for my at work section, is usually pretty similar to this. Or I'll have like 3 of them that says like write 1 page in the book that I'm working on. But the first one is drink 5 cups of water, and then I do a little tally where I tally them up, and then I get to highlight it once I've done that to help me be more healthy and drink more water. I've got write 1 page. I've got correct 3 edits. So I just go through and pick whatever 3 edits I want to do on things that need to get fixed on my manuscript. And I go ahead and do those while I'm at work, while I'm on breaks and stuff. Walk on break is under health. Work 15 minutes or more overtime is one of the things, and I put that under financial because it's to give me extra money. The next thing is evening. Under evening, I have dinner, and I have that highlighted under family because that's me helping take care of my family and making sure that my hubby's fed and stuff. And I put that it was specifically going to be tacos. I like to put whatever I'm going to be making that night so that I can kind of plan to eat leftovers and get rid of stuff. And then I've got that I had to go to the store for food, and that's part of house maintenance, kind of. And then I've got spend 1 hour with Cal, which is my hubby. His name is Calvin, and I have it on there to spend at least an hour with him. So that we get some quality time together. And that's one I frequently use, by the way. And then I've got hygiene 1. And as you can see on this day, I totally like didn't get to highlight the scrubbing my face in the evening. I've been really bad about that all winter, and I don't know why. And my skin is so flaky that it looks like I had a sunburn and I'm like peeling. And then I've got like get to bed by 9, and it's under health. Now, the extra section. I love the extra section because that is my basically extra credit section on my to-do list, where I'm going to put those things. If I don't get them done, I'm not going to beat myself up. But if I get them done, then I get to have like an entirely highlighted page, and that makes me really happy. So one of them was check for Ibotta deals for my shopping trip, which was right here. And that is a money-saving thing, so that gets highlighted in green for finances. Do laundry, dishes, spend 5 minutes on cleaning my office, because right now my office is like a staging area for all the home improvement projects I've been doing upstairs, and there's just tools everywhere as far as the eye can see. Anyway, so that's what I was doing. I'm trying to get that organized again. And then write one page, so I wanted to write another page in the manuscript. So I got like 2 pages done that day, and I fixed 3 edits. So that's what I did. Anyway, that's basically just a rough approximation. I'm sorry that was super long-winded just to show you my stupid to-do list, but that's how I do it. I see a lot of these to-do lists and stuff where they do these beautiful calligraphy things, and they use stickers and magnets and all this decorative stuff, and they're gorgeous. I love looking at them. But if I try to do that in the morning every day for a to-do list, I'm gonna go out of my damn mind. I'm gonna use up so much paper every time I screw up a tiny little thing, because I tend to, like, my hand just goes off on random letters when I'm writing that aren't even close. Like, I can't tell you how many times I spelled evening on my to-do list as EVENIINNG for some reason, because my hand just wanted to keep doing that, and I don't know what I was doing. But anyway, if I tried to do one of those beautiful calligraphy to-do lists every day, I would go out of my mind and I would waste so much paper. So I can't do those. I love those. I think they're super cool. I just can't do them. So this is what I do. So maybe this is helpful for the less artistic of us who can't do those pretty to-do lists. You might want to try something like this. I find it has vastly increased my productivity in these things that I'm trying to prioritize in my life, and it feels so good at the end of the day when I have them all highlighted. But I don't beat myself up if I don't. Like, that's one of the big things. I say that the thing that I don't beat myself up over is the extra credit stuff. But really, if I don't get all of it done, as long as most of them are highlighted, by the end of the day, I'm like, hey, look at the things I got done today. And it makes my life happier, because then I feel like I got something done too. So that's the advantages of that. The next thing we're gonna go ahead and talk about is my 2018 wrap-up, which is basically all the stuff I managed to do with the help of my wonderful to-do planner that helped kick my butt and make me do the tiny little things that got all those other things done. So firstly, I'm gonna run through a quick little laundry list. I'm sorry to take up your time, but I want to brag a little bit about the things I got done this year, because when I was reflecting on them, like at first I'm like, oh, I didn't get anything done this year when I was scripting this video. And then as I thought about it more and more, I'm like, actually, I had a pretty productive year considering it was cursed. We'll go into that later. My year was like cursed. I had a lot of setbacks. We'll go into those later, because those are on my list of things I managed to overcome during this year. So anyway, a quick laundry list of things that I managed to accomplish. So I got many home improvement projects done, including, but not limited to, completely renovating my guest bathroom by myself, renovating almost all the doors in my entire house, which were these ugly old wood doors and now look super cute, completed a nearly 400-page manuscript, one Camp Nano in July with that manuscript, did the second draft, and also gave it to 2 critique partners to review. Nearly completed a second manuscript for my second book, one NaNoWriMo with that one. By the way, that manuscript should be done in about a week if I actually get my crap together and get it done, prioritize it on my to-do list. Went on vacation to Denver with my hubby for his birthday. We ate amazing food at all the restaurants, and we went to an Avs game, which was awesome. Lost about 8 pounds since the beginning of last year, despite many unpleasant health setback. But overall, lost 8 pounds since the beginning of last year, which is nice. Decluttered my entire house. Visited my mom in Oklahoma twice, which was awesome. Put down $2,500 down payment on a car for my hubby to use for work. Read approximately 70 books. That sounds real impressive until you realize that about 95% of those were on Audible. And a good half of those were ones that I had already read last year and I just wanted to reread. Made about $12,000 over my base pay by doing tons of overtime for my work. Not quite as good as the year before, about 10,000 less than the year before, but I wasn't work at home this year, so that makes it harder. Won 11 different awards throughout the year for my great work that I did at my job. Turns out they like people who do tons of overtime for them and give up every hour of their life. Who knew? And along with those pretty positive things that I managed to accomplish, there were a couple of setbacks this year, because this year was cursed, that I managed to overcome. And we're gonna go through those now. Paid off the $3,000 that I ended up owing on taxes this year. God knows what reason. Paid off a $1,600 emergency room vet bill for my dog when he got into a bag of xylitol and almost died. By the way, that happened around the same time I was having to pay $3,000 for taxes. My hot water heater broke and failed because it was like 19 years old and had a 5-year lifespan. That was really recently. Actually, I've got to do a quick shout out because I can't take credit for that one so much. That was 95% getting through that issue was my father-in-law, who was so kind and willing to, he got us a new water heater for Christmas because it was right before Christmas and helped us install it. So he's the best and he is our hero. Now we're on to the downer stuff, and this is the stuff that's more like stuff I'm currently still dealing with and coping with. But I am confident that I can make it through those. I made through other stuff this year. I'm just really looking forward to the first of the year when hopefully the curse of this year will be lifted. So these are the other things, and I'm gonna get kind of like a little bit more somber now. I might just cut this and not even tell you guys, we'll see. Because I don't want to be a downer right towards the end of the video. But if you've made it this far, good news for you, you get to get depressed. Anyway, so getting my car totaled. That happened last Friday. In case you're wondering, nobody was hurt. The other car didn't have a scratch on it, even though mine crumpled like a frickin' soda can being stepped on by an elephant. I don't know what happened there. But I didn't get injured or anything. My glasses flew off my face in the accident and ended up on the floor of my car. And I didn't realize that till 10 minutes later when I was trying to see the street signs. And I got a small scrape on my knee, which is kind of sore and hurting me, but that's it. My mother-in-law and my father-in-law have both been struggling with a complex bouquet of medical issues that have both me and my hubby very worried for their health. And last but not least, my sister's father was diagnosed with cancer very recently, and he is currently undergoing chemo, which is not fun. So if anybody out there happens to pray, any of your prayers for my father and mother-in-law and my sister's dad would be appreciated. They couldn't hurt. Anyway, that's basically my wrap up for 2018, and also what I do for my New Year's resolutions and my daily to-do list. Hopefully that is helpful if you were looking for something that's pretty easy to do on a daily basis to help achieve your goals or your priorities. Sorry that last bit was a bit of a downer, but life is not all sunshine and daisies, and we have to deal with it in the best and most positive manner that we can. I'm confident that the things that are still going on that are stressful will resolve themselves one way or another, and that whatever happens, that we will be able to cope with it and keep going, keep chugging along. Anyway, thank you for watching. You guys have a great day, and feel free to tell me in the comments how you did this last year and what you managed to accomplish. Think back about it, because at first I thought I hadn't gotten anything done, and then when I really thought about it, I got a ton done and it made me feel great. So hopefully you can do the same thing. All right, you guys have a great night. Bye.